not so sure about that.
The only way I'm scared as
that.
a Laker fan is if
Yo,
he leaves,
Zach Lowry and
Rich
AD.
Paul.
Come on now, G.
Is it if who?
If he leaves,
You wouldn't like that?
Yeah, if he leaves the
They'll figure it out.
They got auto
agency,
contract.
then I'll be like, damn. But as long as LeBron there, Rich Paul gonna make sure
They get rid of
AD,
everybody on
I
that
need
team,
you in
I'm
LA
telling
because
you.
LeBron trying to get a couple
But
before he go.
see, I hate when people say that though. Because people act like Rich Paul is just like the LeBron agent. It's like he has clients that he has to do
He
well.
got a lot of clients.
No, yeah, he got a lot of clients, yeah. But with AD, he's like, this is where you can get like everything that you need from your career, because if you become that next big in LA that win, you're gonna be on billboards. You're gonna get like different deals, like you can do the movie thing.
That's his job,
You know what I'm
though.
saying? So
As his agent, though, that's his job.
Yeah,
like he's more
true.
than just his basketball agent.
Mm-hmm.
Rich Paul is where he is because he understands that like there's a brand entity around ball players, especially in big markets like that. Anthony Davis is one of those ball players that people recognize really because of the brow, and he's
True,
tall as
yeah.
shit. But
he won in Kentucky.
yeah, he won in Kentucky, so like he's got that. He's gonna be in the next Space Jam. They're gonna try and make him that.
Mhm.
So I'm not mad at Rich Paul.
If you go to Chicago, that shit is not gonna happen like that.
I
Shit ain't
agree,
gonna work.
and whenever Bulls fans get upset about like a major free agent not going to the Bulls, it literally comes down to the same shit every time. Players don't want to play in the cold ass weather in Chicago. They don't want to live there in the winter, and
Also, the Bulls have
it's
just
also
never-
just not that. It's not that market where you have. Look, we all are very familiar with Chicago.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that market. It's getting there, but it's not that market where you can be a superstar.
And also, the Bulls have never really ever gotten free agents. Like I remember
No.
talking on the phone with my dad, and he was like, "Man, I don't see no moves being made." I'm like, "Dad, you never saw no moves."
Y'all are
being
great.
Yeah, they
Y'all are great
always
at
drafted people.
y'all are great at
Developing
developing talent and then letting them walk.
made. Like I think people have to remember what the Bulls franchise was before they got
DJ
blackballed by
Augustine is
Michael Jordan.
balling
Yeah,
down in
true.
Orlando because of y'all.
Like it's not like the Bulls are really some historic franchise.
No.
They just happen to draft the greatest player ever, and that's what happens when you got the greatest player ever.
Yeah,
that's
It's
true.
not like this is like the Celtics, even the Warriors are a more historic franchise than the Bulls.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like the Bulls just happen to draft Michael Jordan, so it's not like they have some like literally outside of MJ. What's the Bulls' history?
There isn't really much one.
I mean, you had the D Rose thing,
Yeah,
but
D.
that
Rose
like, but I mean,
moments,
but
but-
No, but prior to that, no, you
Yeah,
didn't
it was
really have
nothing.
much of a history.
No, I mean like if you take away Michael Jordan from the franchise,
So I'm saying 70s Bulls basketball is not exciting.
cool.
They're the Clippers.
It's okay.
They would be the Clippers.
A little bit.
Nah, the Clippers had
a little better than the Clippers. G. The Clippers were desolate, bro. The
when
Clippers were
in the
Lions.
90s,
No, I mean
in the
80s
80s,
too.
80s too.
When they had
Like, when were they
the
good?
Buffalo Braves,
When they were
had,
the Clippers were good when they were in San
And they
Diego.
traded them. They traded Bob McAdoo for like
Yeah.
nobody.
Clippers were good when they were
Yeah,
in San
true.
Diego.
McAdoo was.
They were
Were
okay.
they really good?
They weren't good.
It's
but
good the
they-
words you
Yeah,
want to use.
they
No,
was never
it's-
When
winners.
they had World Be Free, it's good the words you want to use.
Nah.
y'all remember Keith Kloss?
I do
Yeah.
not remember Keith Law.
Keith Kloss, he had the big red freckle face. He was on the Clippers during the 90s, but they were terrible.
It's a bar.
I tell people
Yeah.
right now, I don't want to see no Clippers bandwagon fans. If
Man,
you was not
facts.
there cheering on Michael Owusu-Candy, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because
I'm on the Clippers bandwagon.
Hey, because
If you was not excited about Michael Owusu-Candy getting drafted,
I
don't
wasn't
wanna talk
excited
to you.
about Chris Paul, but I said that when they had Chris Paul. But I said once they got
That's
rid of
not
Chris
a-
Paul,
that's
then I
not
would
a
actually
draft.
get root
That's
for
not
him.
a draft though. I'm talking about.
I don't
like,
care about the
Okay.
draft though, but I remember when they
Oh,
drafted him.
Darius
If you don't know
Miles.
who Chris Kamen is, cut this off.
Exactly.
facts.
If you don't remember who the
Chris
caveman
Kaman
is,
cut this off.
if you don't remember the
Cut this
caveman,
Or
off.
Sean
cut
Rooks.
this
Y'all
off.
remember Sean
I
Rooks?
do.
Yeah.
Sean Rooks.
If you don't remember
Yeah.
young Sean Livingston, cut it
Yeah.
If you remember Derek Coleman, I don't want to talk to you.
Derek Comer.
D. Cole.
Ooh, if you don't remember Othello Harrington, I don't want to talk to you.
Hello.
Man.
Othello Harrington. But nah,
Hey, it's crazy because one of my shows, Don't At Me, we just had Clipper
don't have me as a
Darrow on.
fire name for a show. By the
Yeah,
way.
yeah. Thanks a lot.
I like that.
We had Clipper Darrow on there, Lakers, Clippers, he was talking his shit, I was talking mine. But just to think about the impact of the Clippers is that if they go on like a nice little run, winning, and the Lakers just never reach that level with LeBron, you're going to have a lot of fans growing up as Clippers fans.
Clippers fans, yeah.
Because all they're going to remember is, even if they were old enough to see Chris Paul in Lob City, everybody was talking about that
Yeah.
in the city. And then now with Paul George and Kawhi, man, it would never be a full on Clipper city, but it can kind of be split. You know what I'm saying?
Especially with the fact that they're getting a new stadium. So it's
True.
like, I mean, like Inglewood and downtown is a very long distance away.
Yeah.
And like I even like did the podcast, and I always felt like the Clippers were, especially since like this new era started, have been a little bit more for like the culture.
True.
The reason being is tickets are cheaper.
Yeah.
Like people can actually afford to go to Clippers games.
Yeah,
you
true.
can't just wake up one day and be like, man, I feel like seeing basketball. I want to go see a Lakers game.
Clippers games are
gotta plan
ridiculous.
that.
Clippers tickets have always been ridiculously cheap. You could go see a good ass Clippers game.
$25.
Gee, I think I sat on the floor for like $40 one time. Like,
Damn.
Like it's no seriously.
No, for real.
No, it's like
but it's worth it.
Yeah.
this is the thing that I hate though, because like I went to a Memphis Grizzlies game earlier this year.
Who was playing on that day?
They were playing the Jazz.
Oh my God, that was a yucky game.
It wasn't that
Who
bad.
was on that? Was DeLon there yet?
No,
He
wait.
wasn't there.
Was who there?
Was Mike Conley playing?
Wright.
I don't think so. Who?
Mike Conley.
Oh yeah, this is
Mike
the game
Conley
you
was
telling
playing.
about Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell.
Oh
was
yeah,
playing.
Donovan
yeah,
Mitchell.
yeah.
But the Grizzlies ended up winning. But what I'm getting at is if I lived in a
What?
small market, if I lived in look that team actually was kind of stacked. It didn't make sense. I kind of like I'm watching the starting lineup and I'm like, this who y'all got? Like I don't follow Memphis Grizzlies basketball.
Oh.
You know, shame on me. Like, but I'm like, yo, if I am even remotely close to a market where there's basketball, especially a small market, like I never understand when small market teams don't support or small market communities don't support those teams.
Yeah.
Like if I lived in Memphis and I had to go to a game and that's all there was to do, I'd be at games all the time.
Mad
So the thing is
real.
like I think people have to understand, especially in LA, like the Clippers don't really get the love that the Lakers traditionally have, but it's always something to do and it's always like, well, they're still here. You know, like they haven't been trash in a while.
Yeah.
And like you
true.
said, they're gonna have a nice following after a while if they can remotely keep shit up. I mean,
But think about this: they allowed Clipper Darrell to show up and do all his craziness at games and was just cool with it. You cannot show up to a Laker game doing that.
Nah.
Security gonna be like, man, get this.
Lakers
dude up out
games
here.
are like going to the club. Like,
Man.
I got a
Okay.
phone of Clipper Darrell in my. I got a picture of him in my phone with his hands raised and like he in the middle of the aisle like this.
Yeah. You are not doing that at a Laker game.
Lakers
Security's
games are
gonna
like
be,
going to the club.
sir,
Yeah,
sir,
and actually, I think that like Clippers games. This is what I like. For instance, so I always say about the Sparks, right? I think the Sparks, as far as like going to a game, put on a really good show.
Yeah.
Like it's a really good family fun event. I feel like Lakers games have like the lure, they turn the lights down. But if you're talking about like an actual show, family fun event, I think the Clippers have a more family fun, better show than what the Lakers had. The Lakers are just the Lakers.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, man. I think, you know, we get spoiled living in major markets where, you know, this is just like it's regular to be able to have. I mean, let's be real. Anytime the sports teams are good in a city, everybody like feels good about that shit. It's gonna be so dope to have, you know, a really good Clippers team. I mean, let's be real. We brought 3 of the top 10 players into this market.
Oh, you a Clipper fan?
I'm not.
4 of
okay.
the top 10 players. In
4,
this
yeah.
market. That's
Yeah.
true. I mean, and actually, you got
John Boogie?
No. I mean, really. Well, you talking about this
Oh,
summer?
I meant this summer. Yeah.
3.
3. Yeah. I mean, I mean, from that perspective, I
Possibly
thought you meant
4
I thought you meant over like this
Boogie-
past couple
Right.
years.
Yeah, if Boogie can get back to, you know, what we know he can do when he's healthy.
It was only like 2 seasons ago that him and Anthony Davis were putting up 80 between the two.
crazy.
of
And
them.
an Achilles and a quad ago.
Yeah.
We gotta stop.
True.
But
I
see,
agree. I'm just saying.
But see, here's my thing with Boogie though, right? It's like Boogie is very skilled and he's so big that I think he can still go out. Not granted, it's not gonna be the 25, 15, 8 that he was once giving you. I think he can still give you 17 and 10, 17 and 8.
And that's not bad on the championship team.
That's just not.
Yeah.
That's not.
He
I
was
mean,
actually doing a pretty good job playing with Golden State.
like
he was.
when he played in Golden State, he gave you 16 and 10 in like 26 minutes. Even like and like I feel like Boogie didn't really do himself too many favors playing in the finals because and also I don't think the Warriors did him any favors by leaving him in some of the positions defensively that they put him in. Like why are you having that man switch on the perimeter?
Yeah.
Like why are you leaving that man out there? That man quad on fire and you got him switching on Kawhi G. What you think gonna happen?
Yeah.
You're not really doing that man no favors. And even last year I was critical. Well, I thought before the season like Boogie's defense would be an issue. Some games it was. But again, you don't play defense by yourself, and I think that being next to AD, being next to some of the other guys that he'll have around him, he can be decent defensively. Now he's not gonna come out here and be Patrick Ewing, but he can be decent and serviceable for 25 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. I think that he has a chance to really, get himself together because he's gonna be out here. He's gonna have that motivation in practice with him daily because him and AD, they play well off of each other. So it's going to be like, let's kind of get back to that. But with him, it's just health, man. Just like you said, if you ain't healthy, that's the best ability to have is availability.
But as a Lakers fan, you expect the best. Like, y'all when you came in, you said LeBron owes us a championship.
Yeah.
Like,
the reason why
y'all expect the best from y'all players. Like,
man, and it matters to players. So LeBron just came off of that year he had with Cleveland. So us Laker fans are looking like, man, you got Ingram. If he can make all these guys better, like, that's what they say, he makes everyone better around him. If he made Lonzo, Ingram, Kuzma all better, that's a team that was good enough to win like 45 to 50 games.
50
If he would have went to the Clippers, they could have won a championship.
Yeah, with Lou Will and Montrez and those guys.
But again, I think the one crazy, sad thing about last year is we'll never really know.
Yeah.
Because again, you really only saw that team healthy twice.
Yeah, true.
Like maybe 2 times all year. Christmas when they beat the Warriors.
Yeah.
They like on Christmas, everything that I thought would happen against the Warriors happened.
it happened.
It happened. So you never really saw what this team could become.
True.
And then Lonzo gets hurt. Like, I think if they stay healthy, it's a playoff team. And if you get that team in the playoffs, they were like top 10 in defense when Lonzo was playing. And if you get that team in the playoffs with Bron and he's healthy, who knows what you could do?
Because they were the 4th seed when they won on Christmas, after that game.
The only teams that I think would have really been a huge issue for them were the Rockets. And I think the Rockets, because guarding Harden on the perimeter
True.
and not fouling him is extremely hard to do. The Warriors, I thought they had the size and length to compete with them at every single position. Which is why I didn't want to trade Ingram because I'm like, yo, people don't realize Klay is a 6'7" shooting guard, right? There's not many shooting guards at 6'7".
No.
So if he jumps up, most people can't even really contest his shot.
True. Yeah.
Like Steph Curry. People think Steph Curry is just some regular guy. Gee, he's 6'3".
6'3", yeah.
He's 6'3" with a 35-inch vertical.
Man.
With a handle.
Yeah.
He's when you look at Trae Young and look at Steph Curry, there was a huge difference between the two guards. Steph looks like a fucking giant next to Trae. But Lonzo looks like a giant next to Steph. Like when Lonzo contests a step shot, Steph probably can't see the rim.
Yeah.
So if we're looking at length and if we're looking at defensively, I feel like they were one of the few teams that could actually match up with the Warriors. So I thought that if they would get into the playoffs and depending on matchup, who knows what that team could have been last year.
The thing is, this is the LA Lakers, so at the end of the day, while I think a lot of fans liked the young core, it wasn't considered to be acceptable, and no one wanted to see. It's unfortunate, but nobody really wanted to see the development of this team with LeBron. The narrative is we need stars right now, and we need to win right now, and so while I'm not mad at the move, especially for New Orleans, I think New Orleans came up.
No, they did.
At the end of the day, this isn't one of those markets. If this was anywhere else in the country, aside from maybe New York, it would have been okay to keep that team together for 3 seasons. But being that this is the Lakers, y'all weren't going to have that. And it is what it is.
I think at first, a lot of Laker fans I know, we were hoping to just go.
It was exciting to see for
the young core, but adding LeBron changed everything to where it's like, all right, we got this guy. 4 years, we have to win. So if LeBron didn't come, if he would have stayed in Cleveland or went somewhere else, we would have been fine with, all right, let's let Ingram grow, let's let Lonzo grow and see what they can become. And then I'm pretty sure we'll get free agents here and there. But once we got LeBron, it became man, there's no time to wait. This guy barely has, Father Time is undefeated. So we don't know what can happen. So it's we need you to win right now. So it's we had to go get AD.
Yeah, because it's over. It's over. I told y'all.
We
saw the end of the era. We saw the end of the era when my man Steph Curry and my man's Kevin Durant ended them in Cleveland. The man's era is over. I welcome you all to the second stage of LeBron James' career. Because this is what it is. He is no longer the guy. He is the second best guy on his team now for the first time ever.
Is that a problem?
It's great. It's great. But everybody got to realize No, literally. It's great. But everybody has to realize that. Love. No, I do say that.
He don't say that with love.
No, literally. When they lost to Golden State the first time, when they got KD, what did I tell you? I told you that I literally said on the show, I was like, yo, RIP anything that I ever got to say about LeBron because he's never going to ever get to the point where he going to win a championship again. So only thing I'm going to be doing is looking for LeBron to get better in the second half of his career. Maybe he could sneak one more in. I told you that shit 2 years ago. I literally go back and fucking find the episode. Somebody, one of you nerds.
Really hard claim to make.
No. Like, what do you mean it wasn't a hard claim to make?
How are they gonna?
So it's not me hating on the man. I've been telling y'all this shit for years. I've been saying this shit for years. Even last year I told y'all that the shit wasn't gonna happen the way you said it was gonna happen.
Come out here and start averaging 18 points. G. You acting like it's really.
We don't know that.
Okay, G.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
Okay, G. Okay.
If he playing point guard, we don't know that.
Okay, G. And if he give you 18 at point guard, it's gonna be like with like 10 and 10, G.
No, it's not. Bron not giving you 10 rebounds. Bron not trying to get down there and grab no rebounds. He's not Russ. He gonna gladly let DeMarcus and Anthony grab every single rebound they want.
I agree.
Boogie, you want your contract? Earn that motherfucker.
JaVale, go get it.
Catch that motherfucking ball, Boogie. Yeah. Catch that goddamn ball.
Them motherfuckers ain't young either.
No,
they not. I mean, AD is young.
Yeah,
AD is what, 26, right?
Yeah. I mean, technically Boogie's young. He just hurt.
No, Boogie's like 29, right?
28. But
JaVale isn't ancient.
Huh?
JaVale isn't ancient.
JaVale like 30 something.
Yeah, but you gotta think like how many miles are really on JaVale's body?
A lot.
No, G. JaVale wasn't out there playing like 30 minutes.
A lot of goofball, man.
JaVale wasn't out there playing 30 minutes.
In Denver?
Huh?
In Denver?
Where was he playing 30? How many minutes has JaVale averaged throughout his career?
I know he played with the Wizards, but he didn't really play much there.
Boogie will be 29 this year.
Boogie, okay.
JaVale is 31, and the most minutes he's ever played in the season is 27.
And all his minutes.
I mean,
it's like,
but look. But I'm finna read you Boogie's gameplay for his career. 81 games, 84 games, 75 games, 71 games, 59 games, 65 games, 72 games, 48 games, 30 games.
I
mean, it's not. He like the stock market ticket. That shit going up and down.
He just got to take care of his body
he
and
really
weight
does.
issue, man.
He gotta lose. I hope he's 270, so he lost 20 pounds. So he's 250.
He should lose.
Told you not that much bigger than Zubac. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, but I don't think Boogie was actually
Zubac.
270 when they said he was 270.
I'm not worried about
I feel like Boogie was more so close about 285 when they said that.
Yeah.
Zubac 240. I'm not worried about Boogie Zubac. Zubac will be alright. Shout out to my man Zupac. I'm so glad that they traded you to the Clippers so I can still watch you at the Lakers.
Man.
Shout out to my man. He liked the name. Shout out to Daniel Buss as well for coming up with the name Zupac back. You remember that? You remember that name, Zupac. You remember the name.
That's wild.
Seriously.
Hey, I was kind of mad the Lakers did trade him. I thought he was a nice piece. I don't know why they kept wanting to start McGee. Like, he had a great game versus Golden State on Christmas, and then like they got Chandler. I'm like, you don't need that. Let Zubac play. That's why I was disappointed this year. The fact that they came in saying that we got LeBron, but we're gonna let the young guys play and see what we can do. But you weren't letting Zubac play. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't let Lonzo play.
Yeah, you brought in Rondo.
But this is a reason.
That's Luke Walton, though. That's Luke Walton.
Literally just going to say
that's
the reason that all this shit went. Not the reason, but one of the reasons all this shit went bad was Luke Walton was not a good coach.
But see, I don't want to put everything on Luke.
I'm not gonna put everything on Luke. I'm not gonna put everything on Luke.
But maybe Bron was like, man, we need some vets. You gotta play these vets.
No, like again, it's like. For one, I thought LeBron would handle the ball a little bit less. I thought he would play off ball a little bit more.
I didn't.
I did too.
Because like, G, if you got Rondo and you got Lonzo, what the fuck is the point of you holding like, G? Rondo can't spot up shoot. Rondo not no scorer. Lonzo ain't either. If you finna dribble the ball all day and basically make your point guard the fucking de facto shooting guard, what's going on?
Yeah, why do you sign this guy?
Literally, if you look at LeBron's success, for the most part, he's never actually played point guard, but he's basically had his point guards playing like a two guard.
Yeah.
Mo Williams, even Mario was spotting up. Kyrie was basically just a mercenary. That's why he left.
Him and Zoe look decent together, though. Him and Zoe look decent together. It was him and Rondo.
That didn't work.
But literally, like I told you numerous times, and we looked up the numbers numerous times, in terms of touches on that team, it was LeBron, it was Ingram, then it was Rondo, then it was Lonzo. It shouldn't have been the way.
Yeah.
I agree
shouldn't
with
have been
you.
the way.
No,
actually, you know what? Low key,
they shouldn't have
it
signed
should have been the
Rondo.
way. Actually, I'm gonna look that up.
I think Rondo. I think Rondo was a good. No,
they should have got a scoring. They should have got a scoring guard off the bench, because if you knew you wanted somebody, if you knew you wanted Lonzo to be the guy.
The issue is Lonzo was hurt coming into the season, so he didn't even have an off season.
But you knew he was gonna eventually have to get there as far as health wise. So it's like
did you know that?
You're the second pick. We're gonna make you become this point guard.
I feel you, but did you really know that though?
Yeah, because he was working out during the summer, so they saw him working.
Yeah, but he was rehabbing during the summer. Like this is the first time during the summer when he actually gets to. I think the bone bruise is healed. When he actually gets to go out and get better.
Yeah, work on his game.
Because last year it was all him rehabbing from surgery, and then he got hurt mid-season. Like again.
So here's the numbers. Last year on the Lakers, touches: LeBron 85 touches a game, Rajon Rondo 71.3 touches a game, Lonzo Ball 64.5 touches a game, Brandon Ingram 60 touches a game, Kyle Kuzma 50 touches a game, and then Caruso, I'm not gonna count him because he didn't play that many games. KCP was next at 35, JaVale 32. There should be no reason why Rajon Rondo has more touches per game than Lonzo Ball.
But also,
that is bad coaching. That is terrible coaching, and that's the reason why. I don't want to hear that, man. And the touches were like this all season long. Go back and watch any one of them King watches, and you can see.
Listen. I think if Lonzo would have been healthy the entire year, the touches would have looked different.
Bro, the touches were the same, period.
Stop
that, man.
No, because even when they did let Rondo run the offense, right? Ran the show. He ran it against the Kings. Great game. I think 2 nights later was a Rockets game, and he got hurt for the rest of the season. Like Lonzo was stopping and starting all year, so you really never even got a chance to
Rondo should never be second on your team in touches.
Rondo can't but Lonzo came in the season hurt.
It don't matter. He should not be second on your team in touches.
If it couldn't be Lonzo, then who would you have? Kuz?
I would rather you give Ingram or Kuzma the touches.
Let Ingram be.
Give Kuzma the touches. The man gave you 18.7 points per game. Get a man the ball some more.
Yeah.
Get a man the goddamn ball.
You can't create for other people yet.
It don't matter. Get a man the ball more. You don't know what he can do.
At that point,
can somebody pass me a beer me, please?
That was the issue for me of signing Rondo, was because you added this pressure to Lonzo. Which one?
Let me get the Sierra Nevada. Appreciate
it. So you added that pressure to Lonzo because it's like, damn, you go get a point guard who y'all want me to do a similar job. Like you brought in Rondo to be a playmaker and things like that. To where if you would have got a guard that was just a guy that was a shooter or something, that's like a poor man Mo Williams to back him up, then it's like Lonzo would have came in like, okay, it's all on me to play make. And like you said, LeBron, at the beginning of the season, he talked about how he wanted to play more like Jordan and Kobe, which he didn't, because next thing you know, he was bringing the ball up and doing all that. So he has to it's going to be crazy this year because I want to see how he's going to be used, and are they going to make sure that AD is down on the block? Because for them to beat the Clippers, AD has to stay on the block and dominate.
I don't think that.
Can I read you one more stat?
Huh? That's not really AD though, G.
He's more of a pick and pop.
Forget that.
AD is more you can really tell that AD just had a crazy growth spurt one day and just became a power forward.
Yeah.
Because he don't really want to at his size he should play center. But he is adamantly against playing center.
I knew it was gonna be crazy when he was like, I want to be, when he should have been like, I'm trying to be like Duncan and KG. He came out and was like, I'm trying to play like KD, and I'm like, oh my god, dude.
Okay,
I don't like that.
This is the reason why the Lakers weren't successful. Rondo.
Besides injury.
It's not about the injury.
No,
Stop saying about the injuries. Literally,
they still
seriously, they still would have been a playoff team to me if they were a better coach.
No, they wouldn't.
I told you all season long they would. Yes,
I think injuries and coaching together.
I think it comes with a combination.
Closer, but I don't think they.
Injuries and coaching were both trash.
Literally, listen to this. Rondo
in the trade,
average dribble per touch.
Where did you find
this? Shout out to NBA Advanced Stats. Shout out to NBA Advanced Stats.
Look at what I am saying.
Average dribble per touch.
His average amount of dribbles per touch are at 4.
You sound like a Warriors fan.
No, I'm not, bro. Listen to me.
This is like every Warriors
I'm the same one.
No,
I'm the same one who think Rondo Hall of Famers. No disrespect to Rondo. This is what I'm telling. No, but this is no, bro.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just laughing at the stat.
Literally, the man is averaging
per touches.
His average amount of seconds holding the ball when he get a touch is 4.6 seconds per touch. Do you know how long he holding the ball?
It's fucking Rondo.
if he stand out there holding the ball, and whenever LeBron get the ball, he holding the ball, and you literally only playing Rondo and LeBron together, how else do you expect the ball to move?
So this is the thing that I think is interesting about the sport itself. And there's certain players that we see in the prime of their career could slow the game down and kind of hold the ball more. And I think one thing that we're starting to see, and we've seen for a little while now, is the acceleration of the game. The game is getting so much quicker.
Yep.
It's a reason Melo ain't in the league right now. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a reason we're talking about LeBron being the point guard. It's a reason that he's finding the most ridiculous stats in the world and saying, but it's true. And saying,
see why you roll your eyes when you say, "Can we talk about Melo?" Your ass looked over like, "Yo, I'm not talking about this."
We ain't doing this. But Melo's one of the best Team USA basketball players of all time.
I mean, and they denied him. So turned him down.
I know.
G, that tweet that said when they deny your veterans. It was like a tweet that said like when they don't support the veterans after all they've done, and they show the picture of Melo on USA basketball.
But no, I feel you.
But the game is speeding up, and so I think what we're seeing is that you can't have these guys around anymore that just kind of hold the ball. I think a lot of these younger teams we're seeing are trying to figure it out, but also have a nice pace. One of the reasons I went to a Bulls game a couple years ago against the Rockets, and in Chicago, I noticed the reason that the Bulls weren't playing well was because they didn't have any plays, they didn't know what they were doing.